Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie, the On Point Stitcher. Happy New Year to you. Today is January 4th of 2025 and this is my first video of the year. Today is Flosstube number 28. It's gonna be my December wrap up and better plans for 2025. I had some small plans in my last video that we talked about a little bit, but it was more about, hey, what am I going to do for the remainder of December, because I didn't have everything planned out yet. I actually didn't finish making those plans until the first of the year. I really kind of dialed in on what I am hoping to do this year. So let's go ahead and wrap up December so we can talk about plans and all the things that are coming in this new year. But I really hope that you had a wonderful new year. I hope your New Year's Eve was filled with love and laughter and loving friends or family, anyone that really means the world to you that you wanted to share the new year with. I hope that you had a wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve. And if you made it to midnight like I just barely did, good for you. It's kind of hard to get there sometimes the older that we get, but I did have that day off, and so I was able to get a little bit of extra sleep. But I was stitching into the new year and I was getting sleepy. I was starting to do one of those like nodding the heads, starting to fall asleep. And it hit midnight. We went outside. Well, actually, we didn't go outside. This was an interesting first of the year. So where I live in Colorado Springs, usually you can see fireworks from all over the city because we're just at a high elevation. So you can see them even sometimes in the other like surrounding cities and things like that. But this year was very cloudy and snow was on its way. It was getting ready to kind of dump on us a little bit. We did have, I don't know, maybe 1/4 of an inch on the ground at that time. So just a little dusting, but enough that the snow clouds were low and it was kind of gloomy. So we wouldn't have been able to see fireworks if one of our neighbors hadn't gone all out and decided to get like the big fireworks that he shouldn't have. But it was really fun to be able to just look out our front window and watch fireworks. It was really nice because typically we can stand on our front porch and see the fireworks from our porch. And this time we got a show from our neighbor and it was a blast. He still has a couple of fireworks left, and I did hear a bang about a half an hour ago. So if you hear fireworks in the background, he still has a couple that he forgot about and he's been playing. But he was so excited about his fireworks and everything that on New Year's Eve, as soon as it hit dark, so that's like 4:30 here. So then at 5 o'clock and then on the rest of the night, every hour on the hour, he would put off a firework, and just as a countdown to the new year. And it was so funny. We would be like eating dinner, or we'd be, you know, playing a game or watching a movie just to get us to to midnight, and we'd hear a firework go off, you know, like either right on the hour or a minute or two after, just depended on how long it took him to get that lit. Anywho, that was a lot of information about New Year's, but it was a blast. So let's go ahead and get talking about the end of December. December was quite busy. We visited family for Christmas, and so I wasn't able to get all of my Flossmas videos up for you. I did have at least one more that I was hoping to get up for you, and it just didn't happen, but that's okay. I will be sharing the last few little ornaments with you all today on those, and I will be putting together a video on how I've been framing those mini ornaments. I had someone reach out to me on Instagram and she was asking for some tips. So I was like, you know, I actually have one left that I wasn't able to get all the stitching done by the time we had to walk out the door to leave for our family Christmas. And so that one I just need to finish up some of the outlining, some of the back stitch, and then get it framed. So I think as soon as I finish all of the stitching, I'm going to go ahead and film so you can see how I've been putting those into the frames. I did see some of those mini frames at Hobby Lobby yesterday while I was looking, but I didn't take a good enough look at them to see if I thought they would work, but they didn't look quite like the ones that I've been using, and I don't know how well they would work in comparison to the ones that I'm using. I'll probably have to get them and try a few more little mini stitches for you to see if those will work as well. Okay, so first thing that I would like to share with you is the ornament exchange that I went to. I showed you the ornament that I was bringing to the party. It was the gingerbread man in a box. So some cute little gingerbread men in a gift box ready to go. And that was my gift, and that was super fun. So it was at one of the ladies' houses that is just an amazing stitcher. She does all kinds of stitches. She does embroidery, she does heart hanger, she does cross stitch, she does cross stitch with all of the extras, just beautiful work. And I will, as I'm talking, I will share a picture of her Christmas tree. It was all decked out with nothing but her ornaments that she had been putting together over the years, and some of them I had never seen anything like it in my life. It was just absolutely beautiful. She has some that have beading on them, and so they were all shimmery and shiny and just beautiful. And then she had a pony wall that was just decked out with these really pretty, I don't even know what to call them, but they were just different kind of cross stitches, and they had specialty stitches in them, and they had beading, and they were just absolutely lovely. And you really had to take your time and look through them because they all said a word. So maybe it was Merry or Joy or Jingle or Christmas or something, but every single one of them had something to do with Christmas, and there had to be 10 or 15 of them sitting out on this pony wall. And some of them I had to pick up so that I could look better and see them and really get to see the stitches in them because the colors were so vibrant, they were so pretty, and I just loved seeing them. And then on her table, she had these gorgeous, I think they were beaded, but they were these Christmas, not baubles, but Christmas balls. So they had, some of them had beading around them, some of them just had some really pretty stitching, but I got some pictures of those to share with you as well, and those sat on the table with us while we were eating dinner. So we all got together. This was our stitchy group for here in Colorado Springs, and we got together and had dinner. Everyone brought a little bit of something, so we all enjoyed a little potluck dinner, and then we chatted for a little while, and then we started our gift exchange. And the way it worked was really fun, and I guess they've done it this way before, but I really enjoy it. So she had a really big die that had different things to do if you landed on it. So you could pass to the right or pass to the left or anything like that. So everyone that was participating, we stood around her table and we each had a gift. And then depending on what was instructed when that person would land on that, then we would either, sometimes your gift got frozen, or sometimes you had to trade it with someone, or you could pick someone to trade, or you had to pass to the right or left or something like that. And then there was one that said open your gift, but we didn't open. She just said, okay, that's your gift. That's the one that you get. So hang on to that and then step back. And so that went on for a while. It was so much fun to just see all of the gifts go around in circles. And some people, you know, you don't know what's in it, but the box might be kind of, you know, alluring to you or something. And so that one would really speak to you. Or you may have seen that someone brought that gift and you know the kind of stitching that they do. And so you're hoping to get that one or anything like that. But I got Michelle's gift, and she made this beautiful polar bear. And here is her finished polar bear, and she has, you can see the sparkle of the beads on all the way on the edges, and it says Merry Christmas. And I really like the way that she finished it. So she took like some quilting foam and she put it behind, and then she stitched that together and put some really pretty sparkly gosh, what is this called? I can't think of the name of it. Felt. so some really pretty felt on the back, and then she put some pretty cording around, and there's a ribbon to hang it. So this is really cute. I really love it. But there were all kinds of different gifts. Some people got like beaded ornaments and or snowflakes or crocheted things. The stitching group that meets here is incredible. There is an actual guild here, and some of these ladies are so well versed in some of the different types of stitching that it's kind of awe-inspiring. It was really, really, really amazing just to see all the different things that you can make with a needle and thread. So this is the gift I got, and it's from Michelle, and I love it. Very, very sweet gift from her. All right, so next I'm going to share with you the last little mini ornaments that I did not get a chance to put the videos online because where I was staying, my in-laws don't have internet there. And sometimes I can upload to YouTube, but this time I couldn't. So I was kind of sad that I had continued to get things together and then I didn't get a chance to upload, but that's okay. I really still had a good time putting together my tree. So this is Noel. This is one of the mini projects that I did, and that's the back, nothing special. So that's Noel. And then I did a reindeer. You can see that better. And the last one that I did, I have one more that I'm going to do a video on how to put them in the frame. So this one is a Christmas bauble. And I did have to be a little creative and pick the projects that would fit in the sizes of the ornament frames that I had left. So that was fun to put that together and figure out which project would go in each one. And some of them I actually like took pieces of them and put them in there so that they would fit. So that was a fun little project. So I will share with you all how I actually did that framework in a separate small video. It'll probably only be like 5 or 10 minutes long, nothing special. Okay, what was next? Oh, I wanted to share with you gifts from Nona. You may have seen this one before because she did give this one to me, I think last year, and she gave it to me and said she wanted to get it to me quickly, and so she left it up to me for framing, and then I just had it hanging without a frame for a very long time. So I actually ordered a frame for it. It's an odd size. It's a very, very odd size. But I ordered a frame for it, and it arrived a week before she got here for Thanksgiving, but then I didn't frame it until she was actually here for Thanksgiving. So I don't know what this one is called, but she stitched this one for me. and it's really pretty. It's got some pretty little iridescent shimmers. I'm almost positive that I have shared this one with you all before, and she's just really lovely. I had this in my living room for all through Christmas because we had a little corner dedicated to ballet and dancing, because the Nutcracker is our favorite ballet. I absolutely loved being in the Nutcracker, and I might get the opportunity to be in a nod to the Nutcracker in the coming year. I would have to do tryouts and see if they are taking any adult spaces. It's for a youth company that my daughter is in already, and sometimes they have adult spaces and sometimes they don't, so I'll have to find out if we can do that. So that one's really pretty. It's going to go in the studio. And she also, so this is one I may have shown you before as well. This one she made for me, and it sat waiting for me to turn it into a stocking, and I never got around to it. So while she was here, she just said, give me the stocking and I will take it back home and finish it and mail it back to you. And she did just that. So like I said, the Nutcracker is my favorite ballet, and this is in a book that is retired. It's extremely rare. I have not actually been able to find it anywhere. I found the booklet in a Goodwill like 15 years ago and picked it up for like $3, and I have made a couple of things from it, but I never got around to making the full stocking. So Nona stitched this for me. It's on blue iridescent Aida. I think it's 14 count. So it's on really pretty blue iridescent Aida, and she went ahead and turned that into a stocking for me. This is my favorite part. I love this section here. Just absolutely love it. And then the back she did Nutcracker. So really pretty, really lovely gift. Very excited to be hanging that up every single Christmas. So that's gonna go in a very special place to keep it safe until next year. Okay, next is Christmas Fairy. That one is by Charting Creations. It'll look like this when it's done. I enjoyed working on this one. So my goal was to work on this one as much as I could in December until we went to visit with family. So here is where I'm at on this one. And it is, if I can find it, here it is. I didn't have a specific goal on this one for the month of December. It was really just see how much I could get done for the remainder of the month. So this month I put in 2,535 stitches, and this is now at 3.69%. It is pretty confetti heavy, but it's so fun. It's so fun to see it all come together. I am really enjoying parking on this one because it's so confetti heavy. This one is on 28 count Monaco 1/1 full cross, and I'm loving the coverage. I'm loving how bright and cheerful it is. I'm really looking forward to this one actually being completed one day. So maybe next December that one will come back out. But for now, I'm going to take it out of the Q-Snap and put it away. I don't even know if I have a project bag ready for her, but I'll have to do some cleaning and stuff like that today. So if I don't, I might be sewing today to put a project bag together for her. Next is Cookie Delivery. charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is a Sheena Pike chart that is now retired. This was gifted to me from Angie, from Angie Slowly Crafts. She knows that I love snowmen and that I used to do cookie decorating, and so she sent me this one. This is the mini. I love it. It will be so much fun to see that come together. So I took this one with me to visit family for Christmas and worked on that as often as I could. I did have a day where I just wasn't feeling very good. My stomach has been odd, and I think that it all boils down to I really shouldn't be having dairy anymore. And so I was having a pretty bad day, and so I was like, do you guys mind if I just watch a movie and cross stitch? And they were like, yeah, that's fine. So we turned on a movie with everyone, and I stitched away. So, and then I worked on it a little bit in the car while we were traveling. So I am doing this one as Extreme Cross Country, and this, where is it? Right here. In this area right here, I had to do some frogging of one of the colors that I had previously finished. I was over by one stitch in, I think, off to the right, and so it wasn't quite lining up, and the worst part is I didn't have that color with me anymore because I had used this skein up completely. So I might, since I have it out, I might go ahead and fix that little spot today and put this back away and pull it out next time, and hopefully not find any more errors, because Extreme Cross Country is a little harder when you find errors, but there's a lot more of the truck that you can see coming out. It's starting to take a little bit of dimension, and so that's really cool. And what's really fun about this one is my father-in-law bought an old truck that looks just like this, aside from the fact that it is like a teal color that I think he said that he's going to be painting it black when all is said and done. But we took our family picture in front of his new old truck. So that was fun. It was really fun to be working on this and be able to take a picture by his truck. That one, I don't think I told you how many stitches I did. 1,978 stitches in the month of December, and it is now at 27.54%. So, wow. Next is, this is the 2025 Paid Sal. This is Innocent Dreams, and this one is by L&L Designs, charted by Heaven and Earth, of course. And this one, though, we are calling fondly Winnie the Pooh, for the Winnie the Pooh bunny that we had for a little while. She was, we own her mother, and we accidentally had some bunnies, and one of them looked exactly like this, and we named her Winnie the Pooh. So we had her for a little while, but she did unfortunately have some neurological disorders, and so she was around with us for 6 weeks, and we loved every second of it. And oh my goodness, she was just the sweetest, funniest little thing. She was so explorative. Whenever we had her out playing with us, she was just all over the place. Just so much fun. But here I am on this one. And I have my needle minder here. It's the first time that I've ever had a Heaven and Earth Designs needle minder. And I actually like it more for what the project looks like. It's nice to be able to keep on glancing at what the project will look like as I'm working, and as people are asking me, hey, what are you working on? I can say this right here. And so I've been using it more for that than actually putting my needle on it, because I do actually prefer smaller needle minders, because I can grab the needle off of the magnet a little bit more easily than if it's on the larger one, because it takes up extra space, and so to take it off you kind of have to pull it off to the side. So I do prefer the smaller needle minder, but that's just me. Some people really like the large needle minder because it's easier for them to do that, but for me, I like the smaller ones. So this one I put the start date here. They released it on December 27th as an early release, which was really, really nice of them. I know they did an early release last year as well. So this one I started on the 28th because we were still traveling on the 27th coming home, and so I didn't get to start that until the next day, which is fine. I didn't mind. I was excited about it, so I got to look over the chart, and I got to be excited about looking over the chart and seeing some things, but yeah, I didn't start for another day. So this one is in December. I put 2,350 stitches in and got to 2.75% on the current installment. No, that would be overall. Yeah, so overall it would have been 2.75%. Currently, you are seeing it at 4,401 stitches, and at the current installment, it's at 15.54%, but overall, it is at 5.16%. I am keeping percentages of both because that way, when I add the next installment, I know it's going to be like the pages that you already have, and then it'll have the next pages, so the percentage will be different. And so if I keep a eye on the overall percentage, then I think it'll just help me stay motivated and help me know like where I actually am on the overall progress of the piece. So it's a little bit dark where I'm working right now, but it is background, and it will start getting lighter, and then all the way over it will get lighter and lighter, and then I think that will create some really good depth and really make the center of the project pop. So I'm really enjoying this, and it will be making more appearances as we see it throughout this year. So, let's go ahead and wrap up 2024. All right, so in 2024, and this will be quick, in 2024, I did a total of 119,427 stitches, give or take, because some of the projects that I worked on, I didn't know the stitch count, and so some of those I didn't know, but I was averaging around anywhere from 100 to 300, sometimes 400 stitches a day, depending on the day, how much time I had, and what project I was working at. So some of those I just went ahead and said, probably about 200 on that day. And so that is a pretty, I mean, it's pretty accurate, because for the most part, for like 95% of the days when I was putting those together, I did actually have a stitch count that I could put in the calculator. So the lowest day was actually, the lowest month was April. In April, I only stitched 3,387 stitches. I was sick that month. I think I only stitched a week and a half that month. And so if I remember correctly, I was really, really not feeling well that month. And that was also the month that we went on a cruise. And I did bring some stitching with me, but I only stitched on it like maybe a day or two while we were there because we were busy doing other things. So April was just very busy, and I was sick for a lot of that time as well. And so I didn't get a whole lot of stitches in that month, but my highest month was January, and that came in at 14,426 stitches. So January is usually the best month out of the year for me to be able to stitch, because the first couple of weeks the kids are not in school, they're not in ballet, they're not doing anything. So they don't have taekwondo or anything, and so there's more time for me to be able to focus on the house and the family and dinner and stitching, which is really nice. So I really like that I got so much done that month. So far, I'm getting a lot done this month, but I'm hoping that that doesn't slow down as we get into things. I would like to keep the pace all throughout the year because I really have some plans for this year. So let's talk about those plans really quickly. Overall, I do have some plans for the year. Full Coverage Fanatics does several yearly things, and I am for sure doing 2 of them. I'm going to be doing Focus on a Finish, and I'll be using Winnie the Pooh as my Focus on a Finish. That will be a project that I am planning on starting and finishing this year for my daughter, so that she can have that for her graduation gift, even though it'll be a little bit late. She's perfectly fine with that. She'll have that at least by Christmas. So I'm planning on getting that done before December, if I'm able to keep up the pace. I don't know that I'll be able to keep up the pace, but it's the plan. So I'm planning on every single month doing 9,500 stitches on that project, and then when I meet that goal, I will be working on other projects. Not a whole lot of other projects will be coming out to play this year, just because I am going to be focusing so heavily on that project. But when I get to my goal, and then I do have one other goal for every single month, when I get to those goals, if I still have time left over in my month, I will be able to work on anything I want. The other thing that I will be doing with Full Coverage Fanatics is the Stitch to the Moon stitch along, and that one I'm part of a crew, and so my goal is I need to make it to 1,700 or 2,000 stitches a month in order to help us get to the moon. So that one you can choose any project. However, I have decided to choose a different project. That way I totally could just use Winnie the Pooh for both, but I wanted to challenge myself even more, and I might not be able to keep this up all year. So if it becomes a problem, then, I'll scratch this idea and we'll just go from there. But for Stitching to the Moon, I will be working on MC Escher's high-low, so I will be aiming to get to 2,000 stitches a month on high-low. So here is my, let me go ahead and just take this side off so you can see it. I'm going to show you my start, my start on high-low. So here I am now. I actually only have one more page on this side to be able to make it all the way over. This is at 9.88%, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what I can get done over the course of the year by specifically working on this one. And this will, it might be a focus on a finish at some point, but for right now, it is going to be my Stitch to the Moon for this year. And then I will be working on a secret stitch all year. I still need to kit it up. I was putting together thoughts for Flosstube, or sorry, Flossmas this past year for 2024. And I landed on making the mini ornaments because I had the projects, I had the floss, I had everything, and so it was something that I knew that I could do and kind of keep up with and get it done in the time frame needed, as well as try to get other stitching completed. And so I thought to myself, you know, I want to think ahead and have something ready for Flossmas before Flossmas. I just thought, hey, that would make sense to do that. So I will be doing like a stitch along video for each upcoming Flossmas, and it will just be nice to have something ready to go that I can upload, and it won't feel rushed to myself. Hopefully it won't feel rushed to you. It will be something that is planned and put together, and I'm really looking forward to having that prepared for you by Christmas. So that will be fun to do. But for now, I'll see you soon. You have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and happy start to this wonderful year. I think it's going to be great, and I'm excited to spend it with you. I'll see you soon. Happy stitching. Make life a little more beautiful, one stitch at a time. Bye.